Yo, welcome back to Just Kicking It. I go by Polo Show and I'm with the homie
Soy.
And we are here to talk some hip hop. So first things first, in the global world of hip hop, Playboi Carti has dropped his highly anticipated album, Whole Lotta Red, abbreviation WLR. And you know how it is these days. The internet eats up your fucking album at midnight and they spit out a review in 30 minutes, even though the album is like an hour long game. But nah, people did listen to this album. So I've heard. And he does have like a fan base. Like he definitely has like one of those fan bases like Lil Uzi, you know, where there's like, it's that new generation that, you know, whatever their sound crosses paths is what I'm trying to say. And, you know, they have a similar fan base that's all about, you know, getting the new music and whatnot, right? So the fans definitely got at it quickly. I'm sure the first week numbers are going to be good regardless of what people are saying. But you actually had a chance to listen, Soy. 24 tracks. 24 tracks, apparently executive produced by Kanye West himself.
Nope. I don't believe that.
What are your first impressions?
All right. Well, as far as Kanye West, if he did produce this, then he has some issues with himself, because the entire marketing, dude, the whole marketing of the album is satanic. Like all the merch and stuff is all satanic. So it's like, why is he doing this? Why is there a feature from him? And he's like, Jesus Gang. I'm like, yo, like you can't do that on a song from the devil. But anyways, the album. Okay, let me see. I got some notes here. I know you can't see me, but I got the notes. Okay. All right, Carti's album. So I'll start with what I liked. Tracks I liked Over. I thought that was dope. Slay 3R. I thought was cool. And then I wrote, Control is cool if you're like 12. And then I wrote, Sky with a question mark. So I must have been indifferent on that. All right, so now let me talk about... I
saw that Academics is on Control.
He is, man. He talks about... He's like, it's really, really, really bad. Like, I don't think...
They sampled his live stream, so it's obviously fucking Academics.
It's so corny. Act just talking about how this is like it's like, yo, he's about to drop a classic album for y'all. And then it goes into just nothing but 808. But I'm going to be honest, man. Let me say first and foremost, this music is not for me.
That's what I was saying with the fan base that consumes this music, and this is the same fan base that consumes Uzi's music, is like a subsection of hip hop, right? Anyways, carry on.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's I don't know what section of hip hop it is. I don't even know. I've seen man, listening to it was like, I really was like expecting something. I don't know why, because I'm not a huge fan, and I've heard tracks from him before, and it genuinely, like, just to me personally, sounds like a bunch of noise, and I don't like the sound of it. You know what I mean? Like, it just sounds... I saw this one guy reacting to it. He's like, yeah, he really dig deep into it. He was way more lyrical on this one. I'm like, what? Like, and I disagree. Here's a bar. Johnny Cage, I beat it up under covers. Gotta have a rubber. So it's like that type of punchlines that you're gonna get in this album. I'm putting punchlines in quotations. The beats are super loud. Like, the whole project is literally just about drugs and women. And a lot of the hooks for me were so repetitive. Like, it sounded like he was freestyling in the booth, and he's like, that sounds sick, just loop that. And it was just like praise. Like, the first track is never too much.
Oh yeah.
Never too much. 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 It's that.
Yeah.
I just did that long because I'm like, I want you to understand. It's the whole time.
I heard that song. I made a decision from that path on. I was like, am I going to do this 23 more times?
It's the irony in the actual saying is never too much, when in fact it was too much. But yeah, man, this album is super toxic. I feel like this album is made if you want to go kill people, or like you want to just like shoot up a house. Like, if you're gonna shoot up a house and you're playing this, you're definitely shooting that house up a lot. It's gonna make you do that more. He talks a lot about murder. He talks a lot about homicide. You know, all the good stuff that these kids really, I think it will help the kids a lot. Just decide, you know, like, oh, I wasn't gonna go into this gang life, but my favorite rapper, Carti, obviously is supporting it. So I'm gonna hop right on there, grab me a gold-plated AK, and shoot up my homies. I'm exaggerating a bit, but at the same time, I'm so serious.
I know what you mean. I guess again, you're giving your take based on you're someone who you already know that this music isn't for you. But you're still a music listener.
I'm just wondering who it's for. It's literally so obnoxiously loud, and like, it was really tough to get through. And I'm not gonna lie, man, the features were terrible. The Kanye West feature, I thought I liked it at first, and I was like, but knowing who he is now, it just seems like he's talking about playing this at the club. Like, how do you know that there's a pandemic right now, bro?
I don't know, man. I just seemed like that verse was like, when I was listening, when that even came up, I didn't even really look at the track list. So I was surprised when I heard Kanye on it. And I was just thinking, when immediately I heard him start rapping, I'm like, you know, aren't you not making like, you know, not Jesus music anymore? You know what I mean? Isn't that what you're doing? I'm like, what are you doing on Carti's album? Like, the merch. I was watching closely throughout the verse to make sure he didn't swear. He didn't swear, but I'm still like, even the stuff he was touching on, and then the dude that did the rest of the song, it wasn't like, you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't adhering to those rules. Like,
the whole album sounded like he was like possessed by some creature, because he was like literally rapping in such a way that it was like, this is not a man, this is something else. And you could hear the chains, which really bothered me. There's chains like dangling, and it was so loud. I'm like, this is hurting my ears. I don't know if it's I feel like if you're at like a festival and you just want to do drugs and like turn up, this would probably be like a lot of fun. I feel like in a certain setting, this music would be like super fun. But just like listening during COVID-19 lockdown on a snowy day at like 10 p.m. at night, it just was not the correct setting.
What the fuck am I doing?
I listened to the whole thing and I definitely hated it. But at the same time, it is not for me. I'm seeing people, I was looking up like reviews as well, just to like, I'm like, okay, maybe I'm just like, of course I'm going to be the one guy who tells everyone that this is trash. And then people 10 years from now, like the genre bending, defining album of the century, you know, that's not going to happen. But yeah, man, I'm seeing people say like it's fire. And then I'm also seeing people just post like my reaction to Carti's album, and it's just like panning up to a trash bin. You know what I mean? So I think it's a lot of people probably are like myself, where they just hopped on the bandwagon because they're like, well, I want to hear, you know, I want to see this guy because apparently this is a new guy. And
He's popping, and apparently this is a highly anticipated album, right?
yeah, I definitely was like interested. I didn't like any of his other stuff. It's just so it's very I don't know, man. It just sounds like he whipped this up really quick. Like it's like this music sounds, it just sounds so easy. Like it's, I don't know, man. There's something about it that there's a level of like to it where I'm like maybe I'm missing something, but at the same time it's like I don't think I am. I think it's just like loud.
There's nothing I'm missing. No, you know what? I actually remember him like a couple months ago. Let me even see if I can find this. He like tweeted, I'm sure, like saying like, "Yo, I got something to prove," or I can't actually tweet while I'm doing the Zoom, but yeah, basically saying like, "Yo, I got something to prove with this whole lot of red." Like, you know, that's, you know, so yeah, I think, and he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna step out the bars." I think specifically the tweet has something to do with the word bars, you know. So I was definitely like, okay, but it sounded like that was not the case. So the fans are saying like, I saw. They said a lot of the leaked songs that they were expecting would be on the project weren't on the project.
Yeah.
And so he's gonna put out like a lot of those on the deluxe.
Oh my.
So yeah, you guessed it. It's 2021 and this 24, or it's the end of 2020, and this 24 track album is going to have a deluxe.
I'm tired.
You thought you already had the deluxe and the whatever comes after the deluxe.
You know what pisses me off? I literally was like, all right, a lot of these fans are just like not happy with anything, because I listened to some of those leaks and it was like, imagine if the whole album sounded like this. Bro, it literally sounded exactly the same. So
and
as
I
the
was
leaks,
I was actually gonna bring that up. So what were you gonna say?
that's what you're gonna say. Like the fucking leaks sounded like the album, but people in the comments would be like, "Well, this is so much better than what we got." I'm like, no, this is the same BPM. This is the same style. Like, I don't understand the difference.
Yeah, I saw that because he tweeted like, "Yo, fans, tell me what songs you want." And yeah, so there were obviously some songs. I went and checked out. Yeah, same thing. I checked out. It was one song I actually did fuck with. But yeah, for the most part, a lot of the songs, and again, I didn't listen to the album, but a lot of those like leaks that I went and checked out, they're supposed to be better than what's on the album. I was like, I'm not fucking with this, you know. So I'm like, I know the album's not for me.
Yeah,
This is the stuff I was reading the comments and like, yo, who's here after this fire wasn't on the album? I'm like, what?
Dude, there are some good, like, there's some songs on there that I did like for some reason. I can't tell you why. Honestly, like, I cannot tell you why I liked some songs.
The vibe, I guess, right? Like, it's just like, even the stuff when I was listening to the leaks, I realized that like, you're right. Like, it's why, and that's why it's hip hop, but it's a completely different subgenre of hip hop than what we know as, or you know, what we came up listening to, right? Because I just feel like what a super fan of that music is enjoying is not what a super fan of J. Cole is enjoying. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They both love the hip hop, but why, whatever it is you're getting from listening to Carti and Lil Uzi is not the same pleasure you're getting from, you know, listening to a J. Cole, right? So, and that's what I'm saying. So like, definitely because I noticed on a lot of the songs, same thing. It seemed like he was freestyling a lot of the verses, right? And you know, and the subject matter was very straightforward, right? Like, either he's fucking your bitch or he's talking about the chain he's wearing while he's fucking your bitch, you know? Like, you know, so
where there's some bars that are just the exact same thing. Like, it's literally, it is that the whole album.
But so I was just like, all right, when I was basically, and that's I guess that's what I'm trying to say. When I listen to J. Cole, just when we listen to music, we're like, oh, okay, what's the song about? We're listening to lyrics, we're listening to all this, we're trying to dissect the song. Whereas this comes on, and I'm like, from all the leaks that I listened to, which I'm like, oh, these are all the great leaks. All the subject matter was the same, so that already let me know, like, whatever a super fan of Carti likes about Carti is not the lyrics. You know, like damn near might have even repeated some of the same stuff on some of the records. That already like occurred to me. But it's so yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like you're like you don't know what it is you like about some of the songs, right?
Yeah,
it might just be a vibe. I think also it comes down to like time, right? I feel again, I haven't heard it. I probably will check it out or check some stuff out, you know, as time passes. But I feel like, man, there used to be a time when like, yo, reviews wouldn't come out until after a week, you know, like the album would drop. Maybe the fucking like the person from the media company that got to go to the listening party, right? It's like a sneak peek type thing, but you know, it was actually like you know, you wouldn't be getting the reviews until a week later, right? Until everyone's like digested it type thing, you know. And now it's just so normal. I guess it's Twitter culture as well, right? Like to just hear the album and like, all right, we have an opinion. This is where I'm standing on this. You know what I mean? So I think that's crazy about that. But with that being said, I do feel like I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised what I'm hearing, right? We'll see where we're at next week. We'll see what more people are saying about this. I'm curious to see where the numbers are at because I feel like the numbers are going to be good, you know, because it seems like people did check it out only to have a bad opinion about it. That's in the streaming world. That's fucking 24 songs listened to. So that's great. Yeah. So I guess we'll see where this progresses. I was gonna say something about Carti. Did you see that Iggy went live? Yeah, man. That was basically like a huge like. She obviously went live to troll him, right? But did you see what she went live about? Basically,
something to do with her. They have a son together, right? So, what did he do? He's just never there. He cheated on her.
Apparently, man. She said that like the baby was born this year. Said that like he didn't show up to the baby's like birth because he went to go play PlayStation with Lil Uzi. She basically said that, you know, she ended up like tweeting a picture of the birth certificate, says he still hasn't signed it. Like,
God damn.
Blank. Basically said that like he said he was gonna be there for like the baby's first Christmas and they booked a trip to go somewhere together and he just canceled the trip like a couple days before. Basically was like, you know, I'll be there in spirit or whatever. And
what the fuck?
So just she really paid him to be like a tool. But basically, long story short, there's a girl that he's been cheating with. She knew about, like she's been like, get back this bitch off, and that his album came out on Christmas Day. So Christmas Eve was his release party, and that girl was like right next to him. Like that was like the girl at the release party. So I guess that just signaled to Iggy, like, you know, that. That basically he canceled the family trip just to be with the side hoe, you know, for Christmas. Which, you know, I can see how that would drive a girl crazy, and you know, she would go live on your album release day and fuck shit up.
I mean,
but yeah.
I don't think it's cool for just anyone to be like, I don't know, man. A lot of these guys are just super selfish, you know, like he has a son. He's not considering that.
I know. I do feel like this is one side of it though. Everything she said was accurate. I do feel like what I got from, I did watch the live, it was like a 20-minute like live, and I wasn't live, I just watched a YouTube video. But she basically was like, she was upset because the whole situation, she was upset because he decided to be with the side hoe on Christmas Eve, you know, instead of, you know, her and, you know, their child, which, you know, is a justified reason to be angry. But then everything else around that was just, you know, her trying to get everyone on her side, you know, but yo, he didn't sign the birth certificate. We didn't need to know that. He didn't sign the birth certificate. He didn't. I mean, she did send the picture, and he didn't sign the birth certificate. He wasn't there. He was doing all this. You know, we didn't need to know all that. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like she was just trying to like discredit him on his big day. You know, mainly because she was bitter. You know, she was upset. Like, you know, he's with the side chick. That's what I got from it. That being said, yes, he is being a fuckboy. You know what I saw in the comment though? I saw
What?
like you had a kid with a nigga named Playboy. What you expect, girl? Like,
That's a fair thing to say. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think about it like that.
you said it as well. You're like, yo, what is that whole album about? Like, it's not about raising your kid.
It's the opposite. Destroying the youth.
It's not about showing up for the birth and like first day of school.
Man, I saw this one video of Playboi was on his live, like reacting to the album, and then he like caught a glimpse of the comments, and every comment was like, "This is ass. Turn this off. L. Like this is trash." And he just looked at the camera in such defeat. Like he thought he dropped the hottest album of in the world, and he just looked at the camera like he's seeing live reactions. And he's just so sad, bro.
Damn.
That's what you get for not taking care of yourself.
I think that just added to it, you know. Like I think that just because all the comments I saw on that, like Iggy shit, is like, damn, all this and the album whack. Like yeah. So I think that just added to the injury.
It just sounds, I don't know. It sounds kind of like a lot of people did just hop on the bandwagon, and then they're like, "This is not what like." We've been pretty spoiled this year with good bars and good lyrics from like really, really established rappers. And so maybe there's a side of hip hop that's finally being like, you're not saying anything. Like, where's the lyrics? I mean, I feel like there's a part of that. I mean, I didn't go into this fucking album expecting a bar. I didn't expect anything to catch my ears. I was like, at least I'll enjoy the vibe. But it's just so dark.
No, you're right. You're right.
There's a song called "The Vamp," and it sounds like it's actually kind of cool. I like the style of the artwork as well, by the way, just like on a side note. I want to talk some positive, because there was some positives. Like there was some fun songs. There's some songs where I'm kind of worried for this guy, because he is like always on drugs, or at least he's perpetuating that he's on drugs. And so
is there any song where he says he has a kid?
Man, I feel like there is. I think there is. He bought his son $100,000 something. It's one of the songs I liked.
It was dope.
So he probably loves his son, man. But like, yeah, I don't want to talk about the guys. Like, you know, these hoes are crazy.
I'm curious. I'm just trying to see what the content on the album is. You said earlier, it's just pretty black and white.
I don't know. Iggy Azalea is a little hard to trust.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm sure there's facts to everything she's saying, but definitely from what I saw, I just saw like a girl that's pretty upset that she's getting cheated on, you know, and you know, it wasn't even. It seemed she's just hurt, you know. That's really what it was. It was just her. Yeah. She's just trying to like just sling mud, like, you know. She had this information and she waited till your release date, you know, to go live and be, you know, talk her shit, you know. So she waited, you know. This is what is it? This is what is the word or the term?
It's been the theme for 2020. Yeah,
basically.
Females trying to wreck. Okay, I gotta stop. Yeah. Anyways,
let's end that. But yeah, we'll see how this Playboi Carti album does. Carti, try to take care of your kid.
Yeah. And just keep doing you, man. Fuck. Actually, don't, because it's really like toxic. Stop that.
But yeah,
you might be ruining lives.
Onto our next topics here. Tory Lanez and Lil Durk also dropped. So I don't think we got to check it out yet, neither of us. But yeah, let's first of all talk about the idea of Tory Lanez dropping an album. With everything that's going on with him. So we know for a fact that Mans is going to trial early next year, for assault with a deadly weapon.
Yeah.
And I think another one is for even possession of an illegal firearm. So I don't know if that thing was read. I don't know. But I know assault is the main one, right? and he's looking at some time if he gets convicted, like up to 10 years, right?
Yeah, that's a long time.
So, yeah, you know, we would think at this point he would just shut the fuck up until the trial. But I don't know. I feel like he's been more active. You know, like I think they did like quarantine radio again.
They did?
Yeah, I think he's been doing that. I think he's also doing it on like on. Oh yeah, he's been trying to promote it on like OnlyFans now.
Oh Jesus!
So I think he's trying to do it on OnlyFans now.
That was
the issue. Is like it was lit on Instagram, but like, you know, it always get to the point where like Instagram would have to shut it down because, you know, shit was getting too far. But I guess on OnlyFans you can do whatever the fuck you want, right? So, and you're gonna make money guaranteed. People are just gonna subscribe.
That's a pretty smart. I think that's pretty smart.
I think OnlyFans is like, the more like I see more people using it, it's dope. I see, because it's like a way that artists can make money. But I just feel like there's just like a negative, you know, perception of it, to me at least. It's kind of like selling. It's kind of like if, you know, we can sell stuff on Amazon, right? Anyone can, or Kijiji, anyone can sell stuff on Amazon or Kijiji, and that's fine. But what if we found out like you can sell stuff on the porn site and it will move a lot quicker, you know? And
right.
That's really what it is. It's you know, so
yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I'm actually even gonna listen to his album, to be honest. I might check it out if it's like 10 tracks, you said. So it's like, I mean, he makes good music, man. It's just like the whole stigma. Like, I really want to know whether he's guilty or not. Like, if he gets, I feel like even if he gets not guilty, people are still going to just have that stigma about him.
I mean, like right now, again, we don't know the full story, but from what we know, it's pretty compelling. The evidence is pretty compelling against him, right? So, and that's the thing. Like that's why you got to go to court. So you got to prove to the jury of your peers, you know, 12 people that are gonna sit in a room and all unanimously decide that he didn't do it, right? So that's really, you know. So just as you have to convince them, you got to convince us. That's what we need to see. So if you can, if those 12 people walk out of the room like, yeah, he didn't do it, you know, like then, you know, we might
probably,
you know, more people will be like, yeah, Tory Lanez come to the studio, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, whatever. It's just gonna be business as usual. There will still be, it'll kind of be the thing where it's like, there will still be people who don't fuck with you, right? For whatever reason, but it won't be like, right now it's a flat out blackball, right? And no one's like playlisting him. You can tell like, maybe some of the bigger artists that he used to work with are like, yo, chill, it's still hot right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so you can tell it's not good. But yeah, what I was saying with the OnlyFans thing is, I just kind of feel like OnlyFans is kind of known for, you know, being like that place where you can go and get, you know, subscribe to a girl and get that stuff that you can't get on her Instagram, right? Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So that's what I mean. So like when artists are like, yo, I'm selling my music on here, or I'm doing some innovative thing on here, no dick pics, or, you know, no, I'm not naked. You know what I mean? I'm just like, it just, so I'm, you know what I mean? I'm going to have to log on to OnlyFans and subscribe to you. But like, I've never been on OnlyFans, but it's like, I would imagine that it's not like just a black, you know, blinders aren't on. I can still see, oh, this is another person. You can just see like a profile of a suggested, you know what I mean? Like you're on the site, you know, just, you know what I mean?
You're saying it's a dark hole. It's a black hole that you'll get sucked into and you'll end up subscribing to like 4 or 5 chicks.
No, I'm not even that. What I'm saying is, okay. Let's take it back to if you could sell stuff on a porn site, it's fine. The stuff is selling, but you know, is it really? You can't really. Are you really gonna be like, yo, check out my stuff that is selling? You
can't be respected. Yeah,
you know what I mean. So that's what I mean. So it's kind of like you can be making revenue from OnlyFans, but can you, like, if you have a kid that's your biggest fan, right?
Yeah.
and now you're doing an OnlyFans like album giveaway. Are you gonna tell them like, yeah, just hit up this OnlyFans link to buy my album? Like that's irresponsible.
Especially for kids. Fuck.
But that's what you're doing with and just advertising on Instagram. Hit that link in my bio. And join my quarantine radio, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, quarantine radio is still like X rated stuff that's going on.
Yeah, man.
Degree. So that's kind of with that scenario. But I mean, I saw recently like A Boogie, he's doing something like that. I saw Cardi B. She says like she has an OnlyFans and she just posts like behind the scenes to like her music videos and stuff.
I think it's cool.
So that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this: just like there's the porn site and there's Kijiji, there needs to be OnlyFans and there needs to be the OnlyFans for musicians.com. You know what I mean? Like that's
100%.
Because that's what I'm saying. It's like because right now we're just sending people to the same place. So you mean you can look at your favorite model naked and then go check out your artist in the same site? It's just weird. Like,
well, I think that's actually a good point for us as artists. Like, I think that's a really interesting. I think the solution is kind of where the direction of music is going, where it's like have your own site and make it like a subscription-based site, but like with your own IPA, whatever. You know what I mean? Where you don't have to go to OnlyFans. You have your own dedicated site. So if we had like a Lift to One site, it'd be like, hey, subscribe $5 a month. $5 a month, you'll get freestyles, you'll get whatever, like exclusive music videos like a week before they come out, shit like that. Like there's a site called, you know what I'm talking about. There's one that a lot of YouTubers use. It starts with a B, but it's essentially the same thing. Patreon, yes, Patreon. That's like the same thing where like these guys use it. But I've also seen people on YouTube have their own Patreon, not Patreon. It's like their own version, but it's exclusively to their brand. And so, I mean, I feel like that's the play. Probably costs a bit more money, but I feel like the return on investment would be really good.
Word. Yeah, just to bring us back to the topic here, because we definitely went on a rabbit hole.
Oh, my bad.
No, I mean, I definitely took us there. But Tory Lanez, we know he's now been charged for assault. We know, as any lawyer would advise you in a situation like this, is just shut the fuck up until the trial, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about his antics in between now and the trial, including dropping an album?
I mean, it's his life. I feel like he's so talented in music, and that's something we can't get past. Like the fact of the matter is that he's incredibly talented and his music is fire. I feel like that's pretty objective. Like you could, obviously music's subjective, but like for the most part, if you listen to a full Tory Lanez project, you're at least going to get a few songs, probably a lot of songs off that album that you're like, damn, this is sick. But like, a lot of people, man, like a lot of my homies, like they talk a lot of shit about Tory Lanez because they just see they only know the one side of the story where it's like they see him as this guy who shot Meg Thee Stallion, and Meg Thee Stallion has a bigger platform because she has these big record labels and she has a lot of money invested in her. So she's going to have a lot of the power of like the guys like the Breakfast Club or like those type of medias or like a Joe Budden podcast that are going to back Meg Thee Stallion without any, they're kind of doing the same thing that they always preach against, right? So not to say that, like, especially if he is guilty, like, of course, like they were totally in the right. And I'm just not that type of dude that's going to jump on that. But like, I think that's just like, because I've seen this happen before where it's like people are, and he talks about it in the music where he's talking about like how people are like, how are you going to tear me down when the whole message that we're trying to spread right now is like loving each other? But it's like, that kind of could be a cop out. But as far as his antics, man, I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with it. It's his money. He's independent.
It's a free man.
Yeah, he can do what he wants. He doesn't tie to any fucking record labels, and that's the beauty of what he's doing. Like that's where I could see his perspective, where he's saying these guys are seeing my success and they're not liking it. So they're like, I know it's some conspiracy theory shit, but I mean, I wouldn't put it past record labels to do stuff like that to Blackburn. They did the same thing to Joe when he left the Spotify deal. Spotify started bringing up all these rumors and spreading these rumors about Joe and like trying to tear him down, right? So it's like these are not your friends. These labels, these are pawns of money, right? So it's like they're gonna do whatever gets the bag. So I feel like if the roles were reversed, I feel like they do the same thing to Meg.
Interesting. So are you gonna listen to the Story album?
Yeah, probably. I'm actually kind of excited to listen to Lil Durk's album though, to be honest. Like I actually really want to hear it.
It's called Loner.
What is it?
The Tory album is called Loner, and the Durk album is called Voice. The Voice. I'm looking forward to listening to this Durk album too. Durk has definitely had a really great year, right? Like, he got the Drake feature.
That was big. Yeah, he killed that verse too.
You know, on the single, did his thing. It was a very short verse, but did his thing. What else? Yeah, he's just been getting major looks. You know, he was definitely on the front line with attacking 6ix9ine when he was like coming out, when he was trying to like start back from coming out. And some might say he definitely led the mob that laughed him back into hiding, because it was like when he dropped his album, right, and his numbers were so low, there were like a bunch of rappers going out of their way to clown him, you know, like literally going on their story to clown him, or like, you know, commenting on his shit to clown him, like and now we've not heard from him in a while. So I feel like definitely Durk is that dude, you know. He's definitely, I just feel like he's had such a popping year. And then not to mention King Von was an artist he signed, and King Von was on the rise. And then unfortunately, he lost his life about a month ago now. But that was one of his artists, and I think he said this album is going to be devoted to King Von, or is, because King Von is on the cover.
Awesome.
So, yeah, just crazy, right? Just crazy that he's had such a big year. And yeah, I'm just looking to see, right? Like I definitely was. I knew who Lil Durk was at the beginning of this year, but now I'm curious. I'm now like following his career now. Like I want to see what next he does, right?
Yeah.
So it's crazy to see how that like growth can happen.
Right.
Yeah. So onto our next topic here. Lil Wayne sells 1/3 of Drake and Nicki's catalog. So we kind of talked about this last week. Lil Wayne's ex-manager is suing him for $20 million because he feels like he's owed for his part in the negotiation of the Birdman Universal Lil Wayne situation when he was able to break free. And so when he was, you know, talking to the media about the $20 million that Lil Wayne owes him, he disclosed it. Lil Wayne sold masters to Universal for $100 million, over $100 million. And initially, you know, the world speculated that it was Lil Wayne's songs, Lil Wayne's master recordings for his albums that he sold for $100 million. Oh my God. Yeah, that was fucking nuts if that's what he did. But apparently that's not what it is. And then apparently we all thought it was kind of like, it came later on that it was Young Money's stuff that he sold, and it was Drake and like Nicki's like catalog. So like, what, he sold Drake's catalog for $100 million? Like what? But yeah, so now we have more information from a pretty reliable source. It says that what was sold was definitely less than 1/3, because it would have been what Lil Wayne's percentage of the masters were between himself, Cash Money Records, and Universal Records. Right. So a little less than 1/3. And yeah, I think Lil Wayne just needed to cash in because That's the only other reason I can think of, because if he just held on to it, it would just keep creating value. But yeah, I think he just needed to cash in and cashed in. So yeah, what do you think about this?
Part of me is like, what the fuck? But also, there's part of me that's like, it's his business. It's his like, that's his prerogative. If that's something he wants to do, then that's what Drake and Nicki signed up for. You know what I mean? And that's maybe like that's the real way to look at it to me. I could sit here and be like, yo, what the fuck? But like, that's it. Yeah. What are you gonna say?
I feel like, yeah, Lil Wayne is one of those dudes that he would definitely talk to like Drake and Nicki before doing this. I think it was a rumor. People were saying like he didn't talk to his lawyer or anything. He just did this. But yeah, I doubt that. But I feel like he definitely would have brought it up to them. Maybe they kind of rebutted. Might even given an opportunity to buy it from him. I'm just like, you're not gonna pay me like these guys. Yeah, and so he sold it to those guys. If we could tell the specific amount, the specific percentage of the masters that he owned, then we'll know what the actual value of Drake's masters are. But that's a crazy number, man. For whatever the number is, the percentage is less than 1/3, and it's worth 100 million. So
definitely worth more than that.
Masters worth billions.
Yeah,
like that's crazy. And it just keeps increasing in value. It just I don't know, man. I speculated about this earlier this year. I think Lil Wayne is like just needs money, like, or for whatever reason. Because I just can't. There's just some weird moves he's made this year that
right.
I don't know. I can't explain it any other way. And yeah, I think that's what this is. Yeah, I guess that's what we're just touching on, because we did actually bring this up, but we just didn't know exactly what was sold. And I feel like this is still progressing. Like next week we might learn like exactly what the percentage is.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We might learn why Universal is buying it. I don't know. Universal has been buying masters lately. So we'll see what next day do. But yeah, on to our next topic here. Meek Mill, Lil Baby, Lil Durk are starting a new venture, or are looking to start a new venture. Just read a series of tweets from Meek Mill, basically saying that himself, Lil Baby, and Lil Durk are looking for some Silicon Valley steppers to build them a music platform so that they can be majority owners in the platform. Yeah, that's basically it. So basically they want to create like a title. That's what I got from that. Just like, yo, we should, we're some of the hottest right now. We just need a title. And so I think that's what they're trying to do. And yeah, I think when I initially read that, you were just like, it's a little too late. I just feel like that's how I feel. Like maybe there's a different plan, but if what he's trying to do, and that's what it seems like from a music platform, is create like a Spotify beta, like, just some kind of music listening app, and then compete in the marketplace, like, bruh.
Right.
I don't know how up like Lil Baby and Meek Mill and Lil Baby, Meek Mill, and who else is on here, and Lil Durk. I don't know how much money they're gonna put into it, but they're not gonna go against the Spotify corporation that's a fucking publicly traded company. They literally have money to blow on bullshit. That's just how I see it. At this point in the game, is like, I saw like the other week, like Apple said that they're going to be doing some kind of bundle service. So for $30, like, so for a certain amount, I don't know what it is, you'll get Apple Music, you get like access to like their library, like, just you're getting a bunch of stuff for like a specific amount. And I saw like the Spotify like CEO or someone from Spotify like said like, yo, they should regulate that. That's basically not fair. Like that's they're cheating. You know, we're all trying to sell music, our music services. For Spotify's trying to sell music services for $10 a month, and then here's Apple, who basically has a monopoly on the phones because damn near everyone has an Apple phone, just saying that all right, just give us $30 and you get music. So the people who have Spotify have Apple phones are just gonna be like, well, if I'm just paying, I'm gonna be paying for this bundle thing. I don't need Spotify. You know what I mean? So that's them just coming out and saying that. You know what I mean? But this is that war that's happening is at such a big, like, what is Apple's damn near $1 trillion company. You know, it's happening on such a major level. That thing that they're doing is so petty, like going from $10 to bundling stuff to make it $30, and that's what Spotify. You know, that's the world of the giants. You know what I mean? And here's like Meek Mill saying like they want to develop something that's gonna compete with that. I'm just like, nah, bro. It's gonna die before it starts. Like you literally need billions to compete with Spotify and Apple Music.
Yeah.
And what Tidal has, I don't even think Tidal is like when we talk about the players, we say Apple Music and Spotify. I don't even think Tidal is close to where they're at as far as like monthly subscribers or monthly listeners. But Tidal is in the game because right, it's I guess it's a music-owned platform. And this was really the idea Jay had because I'm pretty sure like Lil Wayne, Swizz Beatz, like a lot of artists. I remember when Tidal first started, that's what he did. He bought Tidal from the European people that developed it, and then got all these other rappers to be like owners in it, right? So Kanye West owns a part of Tidal as well, right? Like he's not just the only person that owns Tidal. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is this thing that Meek is trying to do, like Jay has already done it, and if he's trying to do what Jay is doing, Jay is like years ahead. In my mind, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm tired of Meek, man. Tired of Meek bullshit. This is just this is Meek. Like this to me, this is just me trying to like, you know, just doing whatever it is to be hot. You know, like this is arguably Lil Durk and Lil Baby are like the two hottest street rappers out in 2020. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's Meek Mill's demographic, you know, so he's trying to tap into that younger audience for his demographic by like rolling with these guys and saying like, yo, let's get this platform together. It's going to be this thing that we own. Our music is going to be on there.
Well,
but yeah, I don't know, man. It makes sense, but I'm just saying like, for me, if I'm Lil Durk or I'm Lil Baby and Meek Mill's calling me up with this plan, I'm like, bro, you mean like Tidal? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
well, I think the future
invest in Tidal.
Yeah,
get a percentage. But yeah,
I feel like, and I mean, I'm not someone who knows a lot about this stuff, so I'm just speaking. Right, we're just talking. Like, I feel like if he really wanted to be innovative, he would make it like something I was saying earlier, like about making it about individual packages, like having your own website that streams music maybe like 2 weeks ahead, or like having that exclusive content that's going to give the incentive for the listener to really like listen to that artist and support that artist, right? So like instead of having a Spotify, you could just be like, hey, this is my favorite rapper I have to subscribe to for a month. I pay $1 a month and I get like his catalog, whatever, like even like $2, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's going to be kind of where the direction, especially with guys like Russ, like leading that. You know, I feel like Spotify and Apple Music.
What is he doing?
Well, he's like really independent, right? So he's like preaching independence. And so I feel like that's just going to be the next step at some point of like people having their own brands, people having their own streaming service, individual streaming service or something like that. Like,
I think so. I don't know about getting, because that's really the issue with Spotify is it's kind of devalued music, you know? I mean, people always kind of devalued music, you know, like when CDs were what was being sold, we were getting the music for free by torrenting it, right?
Right.
I feel like streaming,
that was worse.
The level where, yeah, you know, it's just taking it to a level where it's like $10 a month and you can have all the music from all the artists from every, you know what I mean? Like this albums that have not yet come. As far as you're paying that $10 a month, you will get the album, you know what I mean? And here you are saying like, all right, all your favorite artists, you need to be paying them $1 a month each. You know, by the time that adds up, you're at $100 a month. You know, and it's like when you could just have the, you know what I mean? So that's really the issue with these things. That's the issue with Tidal. Really, as great as Tidal is, as much as it supports the artist, it pays the artist the most. It has the most features. It's like $2 extra a month. You know, it's like $12 a month for Tidal, right, or something like that. And sometimes to people, that's the difference, right? People are like, damn, you mean I can have, I think even literally the audio quality, because they do some kind of like AI mastering that plays back the audio just better. Like, so it's higher quality audio, right? Like from Tidal. It's another feature that they have. You just basically the audio sounds good. Like they're crediting everyone properly. The artist is going to get paid better from Tidal. Like they have a lot more exclusive content that is created by artists, you know, like Rap Radar, the interviews and shit, you know, so it is worth the money, but to a lot of people, right, it's just like, fuck. I would rather just not fucking, yeah. I know people that are still like, yeah, I can't fucking pay for the $10 for Spotify when there's a freemium. All I have to do is just push through a couple of apps. You know, like I literally know people like that. Like, and I can't argue with them. Like I'm like, yo,
you gotta find a way to pay that $10, man. God damn, hustle. Do something.
I'm like, bro. It's not even that they can't afford it. It's just like in their mind, it's just they love music, but it's like they don't understand. They don't value music at that point. You know, it's like they as much as I think J. Cole had a bar on Friday Night Lights where he's like, this food for thought costs the same as 2 number 3s. Where someone is just on, I forget it's Autograph. I forget the fucking scheme, but it's a fan who's just trying to get his autograph on a bootleg CD. Oh, yeah.
The disrespect.
And it's like, J. Cole, which could you sign my burn CD? Nigga, please. An album, $10. You act like it's 10 G's. This food for thought costs the same as 2 number 3s. So
that's fair.
Basically just saying like, you know, the game is fire, but people, even someone who's a real fan that's gonna run up to you and be like, let me get your autograph. He doesn't want to pay for that music, you know. As much as he loves the music, even in his mind, he's down to come up to you and disrespect you like that. Yo, I love everything you rap. I listen to you all the time. Sign it. You know. So I don't know. I think what you're saying is a great idea, but then it comes back to the fundamental aspect of the fact that people don't value music like that, and I guess that it just comes back to finding a way to create the value in people. And so I guess what you're saying does have a basis, because if I do fuck with an artist heavily and I support them that much, then yes, I should be able to subscribe to some kind of exclusive thing that allows me to just be in that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, where they get like skits. They could do skits. They could do like They could do a bunch of their own independent stuff, and they'll make that the money they make will go directly to the artist, because it's like it would take a lot of work, it take a lot of money just to make money, but like I feel like it's one of those things that makes sense for at least for the future, because like it seems like that's where everything's going, where everyone has their own platform. You know how many fucking rappers are in this city, dude?
Yeah.
Like I'm seeing people shoot music videos all the time. It's like I think that's just where it's going. And it's just going to be, you know, there's going to be artists that are doing crazy numbers that we don't even know about, but they're making hella money, right? Like if there is ever a thing like that. But I see it with like people on YouTube that are like, hey, like we'll put these clips on YouTube, but you have to subscribe to this subscription service that is our exclusive, like to support the show. You subscribe to it, and then you get like all the content, right? But like, I don't know. That's just something I've been seeing lately. I feel like
I didn't know what you're talking about. I feel like, yeah, we're gonna talk more about that because it's definitely something we should be on. But bringing it back to this Meek venture, though, do you think that? I mean, no, we're still on pace. Do you think that Meek this would work if it is exactly like a title? Like if Meek,
No.
if this was supposed to be, and let me even expand on the idea for them. It's not just a platform, a music streaming platform for just these guys. It's a music streaming platform for street rap. You know,
That'd be kind of sick.
The Lil Baby, exactly. So these guys would fit right in. You know, Rick Ross, like Benny. You know, it would just be like basically it's for the streets, and you know, hip hop would be all about it. Do you think that would work?
I don't know if it would have staying power, because if you can literally still just get all that music on the other streaming platforms, why would I even switch? What is my incentive?
And that's what it comes. That's what I've been saying. That's it. Like,
Yeah.
That's all this is, you know, because if you're gonna come into this, you're coming into a competitive game. It's not a competitive market. It's not a market that you're the first person to design a freaking music streaming app. You know what I mean? Like there's countless now. There's Audio Mac. So you're coming into a game where people are doing it well and they're doing it at a high level. They're already competing. So you literally have to convince the average person who has titles, Apple, Spotify, whatever you might have, to stop paying their $10 a month and come, you know, pay with you, you know?
Right.
And that's, I don't know. I don't know if they can make that happen. However, these are big names, you know? These are big names. And so I think that they can pull it off. I think they can find an engineer and I think they can do it. But I guess I don't think it's gonna last. That's the thing, you know. And I do, and that's nothing fucking Meek Mill, man. I think Meek Mill is the kind of dude to fucking, you know, go gung ho on a fucking business idea that's not gonna go anywhere. You know, like literally.
Hey man, don't blame him for trying. At least he's. I mean,
at least you're right. You're right.
But that is the biggest issue. It's just like, bro, it's so late in the game. I feel like there's so many other things that you can do to like make money. It's like there's so many good ideas out there, and it's like you're just reiterating an idea that has literally been done for the last 6-7 years. And it's not a knock on him, like it is actually, but like it's not like I'm trying to hate. I'm just trying to understand his thought process. Like what made you think this is the move, right? Like, was it just a conversation you had and then like 2 seconds later you put it on Twitter because you were excited? Like, I don't understand.
I think that's what it is. That's definitely what it is.
I don't know, man. I feel like that kind of stuff you should keep in private and just lead by actions. Like, isn't that what Hove does? Hove doesn't talk about it. He just does it. He's like, he didn't say I'm going to start a streaming service. He just all of a sudden, Tidal's a thing? Oh shit, it's doing really well? Oh, now he's a billionaire. You know what I mean? Like, I could see a guy like P. Diddy doing something like this because he has the money and he has the connection.
There's the resources again. You can come into you're right. You can come into the game and actually compete. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying.
P. Diddy could kill it too. I feel like he'd do a good job.
Who? Yeah, 100%. I think, man, while we're on this, I think that the majors, like the big guys, need to start like a major label. I saw it was an episode on Everyday Struggle a while ago when they had Waka Flocka on. He was like, yo, all the OGs like Diddy, Jay-Z, like all these guys, they need to like get together and start a major label, right? Because what is the major label? The major label controls the distribution, right? They're just like the big labels that at the end of the day, they still have the say. You know, any record label we're looking at, like a Dreamville, they distribute through Interscope. And they also have Rock Nation as well. And Rock Nation, I'm pretty sure they're a Live Nation venue, but then they also still do, basically, there isn't oh shit, I just forgot we had this meeting coming up. Okay, damn, I'm getting a message right now saying that we need 30 minutes. What was I just saying?
You were talking about The streaming services and like, fuck, man, I can't think.
So yeah. What about the streaming? Tidal, Jay-Z?
Yeah. Diddy. Oh, you were talking about Waka Flocka and like Diddy and those guys like teaming up to do like a big record label.
Right. Because there still isn't a major, right? So there's the big three record labels, which is Sony, Universal, and Warner Music Group. And every single record label that exists distributes through one of those, you know. So those three own everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's what he's saying. Is like we need to, you know, there needs to be a hip hop, you know, one that's owned by the culture, because that's really the issue. Is like you know, he's selling, like when Lil Wayne's selling this masters to the Universal. Those, again, Universal is this corporation it's not for the culture. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and that's what they're saying. Like, so the Jay-Z's, the Diddy's, those who have the money, they have the resources to pull together and make one of these like big three size record labels that will solely distribute. Because in a lot of these issues that we're having, where like Kanye West is trying to go against Universal to get his masters back and like change the contracts for everyone else to come. If we had a Universal, a hip hop Universal, which would be like the Jay-Z is what I'm calling it, then that, you know what I mean? Then that would be the new standard. We wouldn't have this, because that's really the issue with the contracts that Kanye West at Good Music was giving other like Big Sean to sign and whatnot were contracts he was getting from Universal, right? And so this issue that he has with his contract, that all these guys have with their contract, it still comes. I mean, he's still responsible for giving it to other people to sign, but it comes back to the machine and how he's saying like, yo, we need to change, we need to get them to change. You know what I mean? Like, but at the end of the day, like, I think that's just what needs to happen. Like the big guys need to come together. That's the next move, because that's what you were saying. Like Diddy needs to start a streaming service, but I think that's the next move. And I think if Jay-Z and Diddy, and Dr. Dre is the other dude, right? That's like the top, those are the three guys. If they came together and Tidal was part of, you know, this new label system that they have already, they're unstoppable.
Yeah.
You know? If it just became that, like, I don't know how it would just be like a monopoly, basically. If they could just be like, yo, no more hip hop on any other streaming service.
Right. Basically. You'll get all your masters. We'll make sure you get paid.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah.
And there's like, if you want to listen to your favorite rapper, you got to go to Tidal, and that's how, like, and you're getting the Tidal money from your stream.
That's how you win. That's how it's gonna probably go.
That is probably what needs to happen, but that will cost Jay-Z and Dude a lot of money, right? Then What do they have? They're billionaires, you know? They're gonna be down. They're not gonna be billionaires if they spend money on everything. Like that's the reality of it. And those big three companies are going to do everything they can in their fucking power to make sure another monopoly does not form. So they will gang up together and be like, yo, fuck you guys. Yeah, anyways, hypothetical world of all this stuff happening. But I think it's coming, man. Hip hop is just becoming so much more powerful. You know, I think it's coming. Plus, you know, Kanye is still trying to be the president. So there's hope. All right. Meek. Oh, another Meek Mill topic. Okay, we'll get through this one fast. So Meek Clubhouse with academics. So Meek's Clubhouse confrontation with academics. And I'm almost certain that this venture with him and Lil Baby and Lil Durk is something that stemmed from Clubhouse. So for those who don't know, Clubhouse is a new app that's been betaed. And it looks like, you know, they're only letting high profile people into the app.
Yeah.
And it's like invite only. So It's just created this like community now, this like a celebrity playground almost.
Right.
From what I understand, it's just like a Facebook or any social media app. People hop on, you can see who's online, blah blah blah, and then you can create chat rooms with specific topics, and people who are online can enter that room and engage in a conversation in the chat room. So a room was made, which was like a welcome academics room, and obviously all of academics' enemies showed up, like, and just got right into, Meek Mill was like, yo, you're always getting people in trouble with your platform. What I heard him say was basically Meek was like, yo, it was a picture where I was with my young bulls and you saw we had guns out and you posted that picture on your page. I had to like message you to take it down because I was on probation, so that picture could have gotten me in trouble. I've gone back to jail for that picture.
Well, what the fuck, man?
And so I'm sure Act's response to that is like, yo, well, who's gonna take responsibility for putting out that picture that I reposted? I didn't take the picture.
Yeah. And why are you fucking doing that? Like, why are you doing things that are gonna affect your probation? Why are you trying to, like, where's the self accountability?
That's exactly what the thing was. So there was a lot of that coming at, a lot of people had shit to say to Act about, this your platform is. A lot of people are dying from your platform, but it's like, it was 21 Savage that was really the calm head that at one point was like, yo, and again, I didn't watch the whole thing, so I don't know how it ended up going, but he was the one that was like, people, we got to take accountability, like Act isn't going around with a camera shooting anything. Like Act said he's never hired a video person before. He's just reposting shit. Like, so it's literally, this is stuff that you guys, people are doing, but we're like, yo, let's blame him. And that was really like the what I got from the conversation. It was kind of like they were trying to put it on Act for, all the violence in hip hop almost. They were like, yo, all these people are dying because of your page. You know what I mean? Like all, you know what I mean? Basically all this shit. And then basically Meek Mill brought up that whole thing, and a lot of the situations he was bringing up, that's what Act was saying. Like, yo, where's the accountability? You guys are rapping about this shit. You guys are posting it. I was not the one that came and took that picture of you on your probation. You know what I mean? Like,
right. I think
there was all that.
It's unfortunate that he does repost that type of stuff, but like, that's what he does, man. And it's the same. Yeah. It's literally, we just reiterated it again, man. It's literally, bro, like, if you know you're not supposed to be doing something and it's going to potentially send you to jail, then the action that you should take is to not do that. Like there shouldn't be any way around that. Like it's very frustrating to listen to Meek because, and it's not like I don't mess with Meek. Don't get that twisted. I love his music. I don't love his music. I like his music a lot. I think he's a really talented dude. I think he's really smart. But like, it's just so frustrating because it's just such a hypocritical thing to say, to have these messages of prison reform, have these messages of, oh, we got to help the community. And then you're also one of the people that's contributing to almost destroying it, to be honest with you. And like, maybe that's a really negative way to look at it, but I feel like that's might be the reality. And maybe I'm speaking from a place of ignorance, but that's just how it feels looking from a bird's eye view of like, why are you carrying guns in the first place? Why are you walking around in these environments with this kind of street mentality? You know what I mean? Like, you're not in the streets anymore, brother. Like, you're literally just like, you have such influence. Like, you could use your powers for like really great things. And I feel like you have at points. Like, I feel like there's moments where I've seen Meek be that guy that he's claiming to be. But there's also just this side of him that he's not letting go. And I feel like it's affecting his money. I feel like it's affecting how I look at him. It's affecting how we're pretty in tune with hip hop, right? I feel like we could probably have a similar perspective.
An ongoing thing.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying, though, man? I'm not trying to be.
Episodes, there's something coming up. No, for sure. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like every 5 episodes, there's like something coming up that we talk about that has to do with Meek, and it's not in a positive light. You know, like it's not like it's some shit that he's done.
It's not like I want to do that.
Well for him,
man.
Yeah.
I feel like
I feel like he just. I think he's just confused with who he wants to be. That's really what I see, because I feel like I felt like when he came out of prison, and it was, you know, because the whole world was like, yo, free Meek. Jay-Z even came and, you know, rode for him, you know, so we came out with that look, you know, like everyone was like free Meek, and Meek was freed, you know, so it
was fire.
And then he became the poster boy for prison reform. So exactly that fueled the album, right? Championship, right? Or Champions?
Yeah, Championship.
The album was called. It was a fire album. I love it.
Good album, yeah.
I just felt like that was a high point for him, right? And I just feel like that all happened so quickly that in the span of him getting locked up and coming out and being the prison reform guy, he was still he was still just a straight, you know, just trying to make hood music, basically, you know what I mean? And that's still touched on the Champions album, but like with, you know, with the Jay-Z verse, What's Free, just with a lot of the themes on the album, right? It showed the maturity in Meek. And then Meek made all these moves where it's like we started Dream Chasers with Rock Nation. You know, we've still not seen who he signed to that. But, you know, we've just seen him like he's you know, he's taking on the role of, yo, I'm the big dog now. But it's like, I just feel like that, well, what I'm getting with the music is not that of the person who is trying to grow from Champions. It's almost that of someone who Champions was this thing that worked for me because that was the moment.
Like a brand.
That was the moment. That was the time. But really, I'm still street Meek, you know. So you guys should fuck with me like that, you know. But it's like, no, you can't be street Meek anymore if you're prison reform Meek. You know what I mean? Like you can't live on both sides of the. That's the issue he has that I see. Like it's like you gotta pick one if you're going to be the hood dude. You can't be doing the prison reform shit and vice versa.
Right.
And I think that just plays into a lot of things. I think also he's not good on the internet. That's why he's always getting trolled. And then this beef with Ak is, you know, it goes deeper than this because, like, you know, I think he told Ak to stop posting him a while ago, right? And so that's something that, like, you know, so I don't know. It definitely, this beef is just petty at the end of the day.
Well,
and again, if Meek is this huge artist, I don't think he should be doing any of this anyways. You know what I mean? Like
1,000%. I was gonna piggyback off of what you were saying. Is like I feel like it's a bad look because it's like it looks like that type of shit to me is childish. To get mad at someone for something like that without any accountability. I look at that and I'm like, bro, this is shit that I'm 25 right now, and this is shit that I realized about myself that I need to take accountability for everything I do. So it's like, you're in your 30s, dude. Like, I don't want to be like super negative towards the guy because I do think he's super talented, and I do think he has done a lot of great things, and I think he will continue. And when he figures it out, and it's not even that he's in a box.
Like, you're right. There's just
right. I'm not saying that you should put him in a box. I just think he should. Like you said, man, he needs to figure out there's two ways you have to go. Now, if you want to be that street dude, do that. But understand that it's going to come with, you see how hip hop is going right now where it's dangerous. Like if you really want to go that route, to me, that's like there's like that crossroads of like good and evil. And
no, I don't know. For real, this is, if he goes that route and, you know, whatever, he does something stupid and gets locked up again, do you think Jay-Z's gonna come out and ride for him again? Jay-Z's
possibly,
gonna be like,
man.
Free Meek again? No, man. Probably, but no. But for the most part, it's more. It would just make it easier on the big homie Jay-Z if you stay on this prison reform path. Yeah. You know, keep making great music that is aligned with this. You know, and watch growth. I think he's just scared to grow. He's just like, he dropped that album, which arguably is his best like actual studio album. Does he have better? I don't know, but I argue that I've heard of recent times. And
he's good, pretty good.
What made it different to me was the subject matter. Like it was just not just. It really, there were a lot of it really drew from his time in jail and the whole ordeal of the situation at the time. You know, he really drew from that to write an album that was really good, right? Like that's how I felt, and I just feel like I don't know if he wants to. You know, you're right. I don't know if he wants to try to do that again. You know, I don't. I think he just wants to. He, for the most part, I think this is what's happening. The people who always rock with him were the dudes from the streets, you know, that were gonna like that like to play his music, you know, while they're doing gangster shit, you know, like those are the people that always rock with him. And I feel like he's fearing that now that he's transitioning, just like Jay made a transition, you know, around that Blueprint era where he went, you know, around I feel like around that time was when he went from being a drug dealer to the Jay-Z we know now. Or, you know what I mean? And but it's growth, you know what I mean? And so a part of that is whenever, again, that was really a while ago for Jay-Z, but whenever that happened, I can imagine he must have lost some like core fans, you know, must have lost some people like, oh, we're not gonna get any Brick Talk on this album. Like, oh, we're not, you know what I mean? Like we're losing Reasonable Doubt Jay. Just the more he went away from the stuff that the core fans wanted, it's, you know, he lost some of his core fans, but he gained new fans and more fans, you know, from growing, right? And I think that's what it is with Meek is like the ones that are, you know, the ones that are gonna rock with you are gonna keep rocking with you, and the new fans you're gonna gain from this message you're preaching. Because honestly, the songs, like I can think of the songs where he had a song that sampled Dead Presidents, Respect the Game, What's Free, just the songs where he was talking about his experience with prison reform and just how unfair the system can be and all that. Those were the ones I really connected with the most, you know what I mean? That's what I wanted to hear from him. So I'm one of the people who will become a more dedicated Meek Mill fan if he goes down this path, as opposed to the path that he was on before as far as the music. And it's not like it was a negative, it's not like making, you know, music for the streets is bad, you know, but it's just like we've seen that that's the issue with Meek, is that he's now at a crossroads and he's two-stepping. Like every day he's like, all right, I'm here, and then tomorrow I'm gonna be. And that was another thing, like while I was on the call with Ack, you know, there was a lot of the just like, yo, I could have my I know your address, Ack. He actually said this, I could have my guys like show up, you know, but I'm not even gonna bully you like that, you know. And there was a lot of that, like, you know, there was a lot of that, you know, that gangster talk.
You're gonna pull up on Ack.
This whole thing wasn't intended to come out, right? Like that's another thing. Like people didn't know this shit was being recorded. So I just feel like the tone of you really get to hear when you listen to this, you're really hearing these people like, you know, they're spoken in a room, right? He was damn near flat out threatening him, you know, as subliminally as he could in a room with like 300 people.
It's ridiculous.
Like, so like it's crazy, but yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like this is not you can't walk on both sides. You know what I mean?
Well, how are you gonna be an advocate for prison reform and be involved in criminal activities? That doesn't make sense.
And that's the take accountability, right? Because like if something was to happen, you know, and Ack was posting about it, or, you know, like if, I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like it just ended up getting in trouble. It's the same situation with like you taking a picture with a gun and, you know, your homeboy is, and you're on probation, right? Like it's, you can be mad at Ack for posting it, but at the end of the day, it's like, you know, really who you should be mad at are the people who were there that day, you know, because those guys know your situation. Those, you know, like who's the idiot that's pulling out a gun in the picture when you're on probation? You should be mad at that guy. Who's the fucker that's taking the picture? You know, like, yo, doesn't he know
that's your homie.
But yo, I'm gonna fucking take this and send it to Ack. Like, this is the, you know, so yeah. That's another thing. Like, why is Meek hanging out with these fucking guys if he's on some prison reform shit, you know?
I don't know, man. Like, there's a lot of things I think. I don't think anyone likes, because I don't like speaking on them, because I think that last album was great, and like there's a lot of songs on there that I think are like he's in his bag where he's like really like it's about overcoming and like it's like really fire. But then when you hear like the real life situations, you're like, oh, you're not practicing what you preach. And I think that's more my issue is it's such a these rappers are so childish, and it's like I'm not surprised that it was 21 Savage that came with the clear-minded understanding of the situation. I'm not surprised because I don't know, he always seemed like someone that was just really intelligent, like kind of like a Kodak Black, where it's like there's a stigma on the way that they talk, but like the actual thought process behind what they're saying is like super intelligent, right? So
yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Definitely, I get that. He's definitely intelligent.
I don't know. I think there will come a point where he does take accountability, and I do believe in Meek Mill. And it's like the fact that we're speaking on him like this just means that we hold him to a higher standard. I don't think it means that. That's
what I'm saying. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. 110%. I believe that as well. Like this is the dude who's beefing with Drake. You know, Drake doesn't take out of his time to write 2 diss records for anyone, just anyone. You know, so I know we all know who Meek is. You know, regardless of how I might feel about him or whatever. Like, there's still that hip hop is still a culture of respect, right? And so we know who Meek is. We know what that name is. Yeah, we just expect more from him, right? We just expect better from him, and hopefully we'll get it. But yeah, stop this bullshit. Meek. On to our next topic. Lil Pump disses Eminem.
That's crazy.
So you might know Eminem, aka the Rap God. You might know Lil Pump, aka Lil Pimp.
Better name.
Yeah. So do you want to tell us what happened with this one?
Sure. So essentially he just got on his fucking, I think it was his IG, and he, for whatever reason, M just dropped an album. So Lil Pump's like, I see an opportunity. And he's like,
it looks like Cloud Clock.
Yeah. For real. No shame. There is shame in that, but fuck, that's his thing. So, what everything that J. Cole said is now coming to fruition. So let's just keep that in mind. Don't fuck with J. Cole. Because he'll just put some voodoo spells on you and then it'll all come true. But I'm just kidding. But no, he dissed him. He basically just said, no one listens to your old ass. You're terrible. And then obviously that's not true, but it's like he's literally just talking, and he's just talking crap about one of the best rappers of all time. And so people were not too happy. Exactly what he wanted to happen happened, where he was in a news cycle. We're talking about it right now. Royce also responded. Let me look up exactly what he said because it was pretty funny. He said, so this is exactly what Pump said. Pump said, fuck Eminem. You is lame as hell. Ain't nobody listening to your old ass. And then Royce said, I'll slap them glasses so far off his face, they'll land in a whole nother genre. Not because I'm mad, but because I'm exhausted with all this tough talk from all these harmless creatures. Enjoy yourself. You actually make money off blatant misappropriation while not being really good at anything. So Royce, obviously Royce and them they're best friends, right? So Royce is always he's gonna probably defend them because M's not gonna say shit. And Royce is always on Instagram. And he's just saying the truth. Like he's literally just in the game to reap the benefits of the groundwork that was built by guys like Eminem and Royce. And he really doesn't contribute anything but negativity. So I don't know.
He had like one of the biggest like music industry finesses when he came into the game, because he signed directly with like Warner Brother or something,
Yeah.
off the strength of his song Gucci Gang going viral on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And he signed, did an album with them. Album had like, was a well put together album for, you know, his music. I actually like that album. I remember I listened to it in 2017. I remember I recognized a lot of the producers. Ronnie J, Gucci Mane was featured on it. But yeah, there's a lot of dope tracks on that album. He put it out. It did pretty well for, you know, it was a mixtape, but it was his debut album because it came out with the label. And so he definitely made money from that. He definitely got an advance from that as well. So when it was time to recoup or whatever, he decided he was just gonna leave the label. And the label was like, no, you owe us money. And basically he pointed out to them that he was under 18 when they made him sign the contract to join the label, and he didn't have his guardian there. So it was minor. So he just finessed them. Basically, he was able to
Pretty smart.
finance, which was a lot of money for Gucci Gang. It was definitely like in the millions. And yeah, he doesn't owe them anything.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of his thing. He was just he's just a guy who just, he's really like a con man, you know, like
Yeah.
he just
Smart kid, man.
he got in early, you know, he still has money. He's probably investing it. He has a business person for him, just keeping everything around. But yeah, that's how that's how he got into the game. You know what I mean? Like he did have Gucci Gang was a fucking popping song. You know what I mean? That's how he did get into the game. But from that point on, he's just been wave riding. You know, like Trump wants me to come out and say hi. I'm not even planning to vote this year. Fuck you. You know, like I've never heard a J. Cole song in my life, but I'm gonna start a trend. Fuck J. Cole, because that's literally what it was. He's like, when he sat down with J. Cole, he's like, yo, honestly, bro, I didn't even like listen to your music or anything. You know, we just started that shit because that's what I do.
I hate that conversation.
Like,
that was such a useless conversation.
I'm like, what?
Cole's like, what the fuck?
So you started a whole like wave hashtag fuck J. Cole, and you don't even know why?
Bro, a lot of rappers hopped on that. Smoke Perp. Yeah. I know he did that.
Smoke Perp is his cousin.
Oh my God, really?
Bump, yeah.
Man, they're both really bad. I guess it's just like hereditary.
Yeah, I think they decided on the sound together.
That's funny. I didn't know they were cousins.
But
anyways. Yeah.
Why are we bringing this up? I just think Lil Pump is a piece of shit, man. At this point, like, like, yo, straight up, man. I just think this is literally like the worst kind of human being there is, you know, like you literally would just do anything for money. Like just no
morals,
no nothing, you know, like they had said, like, I mean, they pointed out on Everyday Struggle, like he used to like put like a gun in his mouth, like a loaded gun in his mouth on his like live. I mean, that's the shit he did early in the day, you know, or you would get like a expensive Gucci watch or like, you know, or expensive like Patek watch. You just like smash it on the floor, you know, just break it, you know, just show like, you know, just shit that he knows is gonna go like get the views, you know what I mean? This is a professional cloud chaser, bro. This is not a rapper. This is
right.
So yeah, right. You know, it's sad that this is a person that is, you know, is a rapper. You know, we have to talk about him in this space of hip hop, you know, but it's just, come on, man. You dissing J. Cole for no reason. You're getting diss Eminem. You know, like, it's just, are you trying to get canceled? Like, are you trying to not exist in this genre anymore? Like, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Fuck this guy, man. That's my take on it. It's like, this is just someone that does not give a fuck, that does not care. He's just here for the ride. Just here for the bag. Just here to watch it. Just here. What did fucking Oh fuck! I was gonna say something so profound now. What did Alfred say in Dark Knight? It's like some men
Oh,
just want to watch the world burn.
Lil Pump. His face just pops up on the screen. Takashi, Lil Pump. It's all the same.
But yeah, yeah, fuck Lil Pump. And moving on, Eminem, Music to Be Murdered by Side B. It dropped the other week. You did talk about it, but I just listened to it. I thought it was really good. I just wanted to get my take on it. I thought it was really, really dope. It definitely is Side B vibes. You know, it wasn't trying to, it wasn't really trying to diversify. It was just trying to bar out, right? Like that was the MO here. Like, so I'm very happy for that. Yeah, I loved it. We just every time you hear M rap, it's just like, it just you remember there's levels to this shit, right? Like, yeah, I I'm just I have to listen to it again because there were beat switches and stuff, right? Like,
Uh-huh.
I just kind of listened straight through, so I'm like, I didn't even know if the song was changing or not. Like, he was rapping the whole time. But yeah, I like Tone Deaf. I like Alfred's theme, the Book of Rhymes, crazy. I remember D once had a track called Book of Rhymes.
Did he?
He was gonna get us on it. Oh man, he'll remember.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So that's funny that M has a track called Book of Rhymes. I like Favorite Bitch. Honestly, man, it's not a song I didn't like. Oh man, the discombobulated song, She Loves Me, those sounded like they were right off like the Eminem show. Like the production and just the style. But yeah, I loved it. I love, I'm just down to hear M rap,
Right.
Once you get into it, you're just like, oh shit, this is what's going on here, And it's so funny because like I literally was trying to listen to fucking Carti's album, Playboi Carti. I made this track 3, and I come here and just like track 1, more content in the first 30 seconds. Yeah, it's like night and day.
Dude, do you think M should retire? Like put out one last album? Or he just like
What?
is introspective?
I just feel like he's just so like he's just killing it, right? Like he just needs to just. At this point, like he's just like he's a living legend. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like who am I thinking? There are people who are like the game. The game recently retired from the rap game, and I don't think he should retire. I still think he can still put out another project that can cement him as a greater MC than he currently is. You know what I mean? And that's how I see. So I feel like there are people who shouldn't retire and they do retire anyways.
Yeah.
And Eminem is one of those people that he is already like, if Eminem was to die today, he's already a legend, So it's just like, at this point, you're just on this planet doing whatever the fuck you want to do. You know what I mean? So if you want to keep rapping to your dying day, like, just do you, man. Like, if the next 10 projects are whack, you're still Eminem the legend, But honestly, if the next 10 projects are whack and then he lives to like 90 or something, then you might die a whack rapper. So
that'd be trash. That's what I'm worried about.
There are two sides to it. So I guess that's yeah. But he's been a not whack rapper longer than he would. That's the thing. So if he was to continue, that's what I'm saying. I'm listening to this album. The album is still this. He's still rapping this good. The music is still great.
Yeah.
There's no reason to stop, right? Like I don't think he should stop.
I feel like his technical rapping, like just the bars, are better than ever. To be honest.
Yeah. Well, 100%.
Like I don't know if I like the music more. I don't like the music more than like his older stuff. I just really relate to the old stuff. Like this is literally just fun listening to me. Like I think if you want to just hear bars, like that is side B. That's what the B stands for. Like That's the all it is. You're not gonna get anything too deep.
I was enjoying it, man. Fucking
Yeah.
just some of the stuff he was just doing, you know. You just
Zeus is really fire. That's probably the most like introspective. But it's just I really love that track.
Yeah. What track did he have? The Ghostwriter bar?
I think it was Book of Rhymes.
Oh yeah.
That song's super hard. That the DJ Premier scratches at the end was super sick.
Yeah.
I was just blazed out listening to that, and I'm just like vibing. It was dope.
But yeah, I think that it was solid, you know, top to bottom.
Yeah.
It was like there was not again, it's a side B, but yeah, there was not a skippable track on it to me. Like for what I'm listening to, what I came here to listen to, I enjoyed it a lot. And yeah, man, to answer your question, I do not think M needs to retire. Like if M was on the verge of that's why I brought up the game. If M was where the game was at, I felt like the game hadn't made like good music in a while. Like even that last album he dropped was just like all right, you know. So it was getting to a point where the music wasn't as good as it was before, you know. So should he have retired? To some people, yes, but to me, no, because he still has the opportunity to create something great. Whereas in M's case, like the music is still good, you know what I mean? He's still making. It's not like the music is bad. You know, we agree that it's not as great as the last, like his old stuff, but it's still good music, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's how I see it. Just keep going, man. Just keep going. Because who knows? You might just hit us with like a 444, you know, in the last leg of his career. And
I would love that.
Fucking, that's hats off.
I would love a whole album of nothing but like just, man, nothing but just like if he made an album that was dedicated to retiring, I feel like that could be like such a good album. But maybe that's just me.
I'm here for these albums, bro. I think a lot of M fans are too, you know. People are like that. Yeah. But very enjoyable. Lastly, West Side Gun, who is the founder of Griselda Records, he just released his debut album on streaming services, commercial streaming services, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, etc. It initially released independently through Griselda Records, but on YouTube or I think SoundCloud, you know, so wasn't really able to monetize it. And that's crazy. That album, this is the album that started like, this is the cover art. I'm sure you like.
What is this? Oh, Griselda, Fly God?
Yeah. But this is the album that started the whole Griselda movement that exists today, you know, that allowed Benny to come, and Kanye was a part of this album as well. But yeah, this album wasn't on streaming, you know, so how did he make money from this album? We know from the hoodies. I recognize this cover art long before I heard this album from the hoodie. Like, you know what? Have you seen this? I'm sure you recognize it once you see the cover art, but I've seen hats with it. I've seen like the hoodie with it. And I know like West Side Gun moves hoodies. Like that's like his thing. Like he designs crazy hoodies and, you know, his fan base, you know, buys them out in like a week. So this is what started that, right? This cover art is fire. He was able to release the merch with the album and, you know, was able to profit independently, you know, off an album he put out for free. So an inspirational story, you know, for independent artists like us. And yeah, this is also just great music. You know, I definitely, this reminds me of just like great hip hop music, you know, like the thing about Griselda is like, they're not trying to have like trap shit. You know, they're not trying to keep up with the times, you know, they're not trying to keep up with Playboi Carti. That's what you're trying to do. They're just doing their own thing, you know, they're just making good music. So yeah, I really enjoy this album, and It's crazy. I've always like the songs I went back to it. I've gone back to on YouTube since hearing it, and I've always just thought like, damn, this would be dope if this album was on streaming services, and now it is. So shout out Griselda. Y'all got to keep killing it. I'm currently rocking my Benny the Butcher hoodie today.
Dope.
Yeah. Shout out Griselda. Yeah, and that concludes our global.
Word. On to national. So last week we had, we were trying to make a list. And honestly, I don't know if we should do it on the podcast again. That shit was, my favorite personal music video was Life is Good. That was my favorite. What was yours?
I like the Laugh Now, Cry Later, but not for any like real reason other than it just looks like, you know, some fire rapper shit to be doing in a music video, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one. That's the one I would have picked. But yeah, what is the winner?
The winner is Wet Ass Pussy. WAP. Congratulations. Cardi B, you've won your first, what are we calling this? Just Kicking It award?
Yep.
There's gonna be
Congrats, Cardi.
You won't get a trophy. Not yet. You know, we're not there yet, but eventually. But congratulations, Cardi, for WAP. Fire video, to be honest.
If we had the funding, the budget to actually be giving away pieces of gold, you know I wouldn't do that. Like,
yeah.
that's
So we made this gold, but we're gonna sell this gold.
Like what? It's like we're investing that back into the pod. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not giving you a piece of gold to take home.
Give me the stamp. A t-shirt.
Yeah, stamp, yeah, sticker.
Congrats. Anyways, congratulations, Cardi. Producer of the year. Come on, guys. We all knew who it was. We didn't even really need to put anyone else on this list. Even though we wanted to show some love to like the other producers that were killing it this year. Shout out to Alchemist. You're like a living legend. You're a GOAT of production. You're incredible. And Boy Wonder. And who else was on the list? Do you remember? Anyways.
Alchemist.
I said,
Alchemist
yeah.
Derringer.
Derringer, right. The winner, a producer of the year, is Hit Boy. Yes. No one saw that. I saw that. Everyone saw that coming. Come on.
Just for those who don't know, Hit Boy is the mastermind behind Nas's King's Disease and Benny the Butcher's Burden of Proof. Also produced a lot of the joints on Big Sean's Detroit 2. And he also has a record. He produced a record on Conway's From King to a God. And I saw he put out a record himself, like he also raps.
Really?
Yeah, put out a record, I think it's called like Salute or something, featuring Big Sean and someone else. I thought it was pretty tight.
Dope.
So man, he's been grinding. You know, he's it's not just for the output, but you know, these are a lot of the beats we fuck with, right? Like these are quality beats. That you listen to, you're like, oh shit.
Some of the best beats I heard were on that Big Sean album. The majority of them were Hit Boy. So some of those beats were crazy. I think my favorite beat from him this year was on Burden of Proof. Oh, fuck, what's that song called, dude? It's like Overcoming or something. Hold on.
I ain't like this song.
Overcoming the Limit.
Over the Limit. Yeah, right? Is that what it's called?
Man, I haven't been back to that album as much as I have been back to Tana Talk.
Anyway, that was my favorite beat this year, I think.
But I do like that album, so not to discredit it.
It's really nice to listen to at the gym, actually, when they open those back up. Please open them. Okay, next category we got Record of the Year. Big one. I think everyone kind of saw this coming as well. The winner of Record of the Year is The Box by Roddy Ricch. Congratulations, dog. You killed it this year.
You know what I was thinking
Box.
about?
What's that?
The Box is another name for a WAP.
It's true, man. So we got The Box and WAP on this list. That's crazy. I think he was talking Pandora's Box. But he might have been talking about the other box.
No one's calling it The Box anymore when you can just call it WAP.
Keep it old school. I'm still call it Box. I'm just playing. Congratulations, Roddy Ricch. For our next category, we got Best Melodic Lyricist. We should coin that phrase. We should coin that.
Melodic lyricist?
Yes.
Did we come up with that?
We created that.
All right, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know if we did, but
So if you hear it again, it was us. But Best Melodic Lyricist, I'm only joking. Best Melodic Lyricist is Roddy Ricch. Congratulations, my friend. I actually love. Yeah, he did a great. He had an amazing year. A lot of artists did. I do think that's correct. To be honest with you, it would have been him or Lil Baby, but I do think Roddy was running the game with The Box, and his album went double platinum, which is
we
incredible.
also had Rockstar, right, with the Baby.
Yeah,
It also went number one.
He had some number one hits this year, and he's a brand new artist, and like I love the way he raps. Actually, I think his style is really, really cool. So congratulations, man. And he really spits, right? So that's why we call him melodic lyricist, because they're using melody as a way to diversify themselves, but it's also there's a lot of shit that's actually being said in the lyrics. Congratulations. So lyricist of the year, which is classical lyricist, just bars. Personally, I would have said either Benny or Conway. I would have put either of those guys, just because I thought, or Sean. Honestly, anyone on that list was deserving. To be honest, like they were all crazy this year. Freddie, like everybody was killing everything. But the winner, which I was surprised at, to be honest, is Eminem. Congratulations, Marshall Mathers.
We also did this when, right after he dropped,
That's true.
stands were in motion. There was no effect.
They were out. They came to show up.
They sniffed out that, like, we're at the end of year list, we need to vote.
Yeah. No, he did. I mean, I don't think anyone lyrically was competing with him, but just on like just bar for bar. But yeah, congratulations, Em. Obviously, always deserving. And the big category, album of the year. So I am really happy with who won. I think it makes a lot of sense. But yeah, so the winner of album of the year is Lil Baby's My Turn. Congratulations. Definitely deserving. Fire album. The deluxe is actually better, which is crazy, but
I've heard people call this album a classic.
I don't know. We gotta wait. Like, it's possible. Definitely possible. I feel like we have to wait 5 years.
I think that, again, I listened to this album and I haven't been able to listen to it top to bottom again. And that's not because it's bad music, but it's like, it's not the kind of music I would listen to again like that. And so with that being said, like knowing that this music is for a different set of ears, let's say Atlanta, do you see Lil Baby moving forward and killing it like this again?
Oh yeah, dude. I think he's gonna have a way better album next year. I think his album's gonna be better than My Turn. Like, I think when he really gets into it, at least that's what I would assume. You know what I mean? I feel like just testing the waters. He put up a lot of music
He did a ton of features. He was basically running, besides Roddy, I think he was running 2020 as far as visibility. And so for him to have album of the year, I think it makes a lot of sense.
I think as far as Atlanta rap goes, like this is a classic. Like I definitely from the vibe I get just from I guess seeing how people reacted to the album, just seeing the comments, I just feel like people definitely consider this. And that's what I'm saying. Like I don't listen to this music like that, so like I'm not the one that can call it a classic, but so the people who do listen to this music like that probably are calling this a classic. I can see that.
And
crazy year, man.
To speak highly on this album, one of my favorite songs of the year is "Emotionally Scarred" and "All In." Those two songs are probably some of my favorite records I've heard in a long time, to be honest. Like those are songs that I've returned to many times. I have them on multiple playlists, and they're always in rotation because they're just so. It's like I don't know. He has a really cool essence about him of like I want to grind harder when I listen to his music. You know what I mean? I want to have more success when I hear his music. Kind of like listening to Jay. It's a different type of feeling that I get for sure, but that's the only comparison of someone that I listen to that makes me want to hustle. You know what I mean? So I hear this album, I'm like, this is, there's stuff that, like you said, man, there's stuff I'm probably not going to go back to just out of personal preference, but you might be onto something about it being a classic. I think we have to chill on that word, but just because it's so it's just used all the time. But yeah, man, it's really great. And congratulations to Lil Baby. You'll probably, one day you'll see this and be like, damn, thanks, bro. But one day we'll have awards. And anyways, that's it. That's national. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you guys for everyone who voted and participated. It was a cool idea. And I think it was pretty good.
Word. Yeah. So, Lil Baby had a crazy year as well. I agree. So I guess that concludes our awards then.
That's it. Yeah.
Not gonna conclude the award show.
Yo, best podcast goes to the Just Kicking It. We are gonna give ourselves that award because it's our show. Fuck it.
Word. No voting went into this.
Yeah.
No nominees. There'll never be any nominees for this category. Just the award.
And just when you know what? I'm gonna just talk some shit. If either of us when we get to a point where our music is like doing really well and like we're making crazy albums,
man,
we're gonna fucking be on this list, on our own list.
Word, very true.
And I hope to hear, honestly, my love would be if a bunch of people from this city built that and got crazy numbers and did really well, and then we can talk about them as well on this list.
Very true.
But yeah.
Yeah, man. Word. So yeah, on to our next topic here. On to our local news. We don't actually have any local news today, but we do have an interesting topic we wanted to just touch on. So, sent an article I saw on a hip hop site to saw yesterday. Let me just pull it up here. So the headline reads, Pope Francis likes another Instagram model's thirst trap. So another, you ask? Yeah. Apparently this happened once before. I think it was an ass pic the last time. This one is more of like a torso pic, but the titties are definitely in there. But yeah, so last one, I think it was an ass pic, same thing. It was definitely a thirst trap. And you just see the they have the screenshot because I think you obviously unliked it afterwards, but they got the screenshot and you definitely see like the the Pope's profile picture and name within like the first 500 likes. So like
He was quick.
exactly. So they did a whole investigation. They said it's someone in the organization that's running the account that did that one. So that was the first one. So we let it go. We like, all right, cool, bro. But now it's like, now it's happening again, bro. It's kind of like, come on, bro. Come on.
You're the Pope.
The dude who runs your account is not qualified to make a burner account and like these pictures. like, what's more likely? That you can't make a burner account or he can't? Like, yeah, no. I think he just be, all the comments I saw already on this were just like, yo, I'm not mad at this, like can't, like no man can resist.
Yeah.
We're all slaves.
What the fuck?
Let my brother live. And, yeah.
Everyone would defend the Pope, but man, it's just a weird reality.
At the end of the day, like, all right, so let me ask you this. Do you think it's him or do you think there's just some confusion going on there?
Man, who else is it going to be? I just don't. He doesn't follow anyone, so he had to search up.
Exactly.
He had to go on his Instagram, look up, like, I don't know, titties or something. And he's like, he made the foolish mistake of liking it. Maybe he was trying to zoom in.
Rookie mistake.
That is. I've made that. And it's very stressful because then you unlike it, but you're like, it's too late. The damage is done. Yeah. Now she see
108 weeks ago.
Yeah. Just so far out, so far removed. Like, I never actually got a DM or anything because she's probably like, the chick was probably just like, yo, what the fuck? Like, this guy's just such a creep. It's like, man.
I feel like it happens. Like, it definitely happens to hot girls all the time. Like, I'm sure, where they just get a like notification, they go and they see it's not there anymore, and they just know what it is. Just another guy wrestling on whether or not to get the OnlyFans.
What? The Pope or?
I don't know. That's probably what will help him out, man. There will be no traces if he was using OnlyFans.
The Pope?
Oh, yeah, man. Because he's obviously trying to look at these girls like...
Might as well subscribe.
Might as well subscribe. No one's gonna follow your...
Only God can judge you. Yeah, at that point.
Imagine like the Pope calling in the IT guy that runs the IG and saying, yo, it's getting crazy, fam. I need you to, it basically sets up like a whole confession situation, makes him like say this can't leave the room, and then it's like, so yo, this shit is getting crazy. I need to know how I can not get caught. Can you show me how I can not get caught?
That's his confessional? He's like, help me do this secretively. Just make another account. Fuck. Why did he have to use his main account?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm. He's an old dude, man. That's what I'm saying. Like anyone who, if it was someone who is running his account, that's all. Who else has access to his account? Would be someone who is running his account. Then they're. If you're an IT person, then you know how to create another account. Shit, you have another account. You don't need to be like that shit with the Pope's account. Like, I know you went on the Pope's account and that girl showed up on the timeline. Like, that didn't happen. So I don't know. I guess, so did you answer that question? Did you think he did it?
Yeah, I do think he did it, man. I don't know, man. He seems like the type of dude to do that. He seems like a really weird Pope. I don't know. He doesn't seem very popish, but then again, it seems like the Vatican's kind of a messed up place. So I'm sure they have no issues lying. So they're just gonna be like, no, it wasn't him. Okay.
They'll have to, man. Even if he was to tell like whoever it is, the public speaking people that he is the one. Yeah, they're gonna have to lie because again, they're protecting the face of the religion, basically.
You think the Pope would be honest of all people, though? Like, you think he would just confess? Like, that's his job, isn't it?
Man, you lose a job like the Pope if you confess to that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get to keep your job. You're like,
his job's on the line because of these Instagram thoughts.
Because of these thirst traps, man. You keep just falling into these traps. Like, it's like.
Yeah, I'm seeing like
the pictures and not like them, you know, but he's like, he falls for them, he likes them, he's like, shit, it's too late.
Dude, it's straight up like I'm seeing that from people I know, like on Instagram now, these chicks that I know, like my cousin is like, she literally posts pictures of like her working out, but it's just her doing squats. I'm like, bro, this is really uncomfortable. What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know. My cousin, I do have a cousin that is, how old is she now? She'd be like 21. And I remember when she turned 18, and she was just like at some like club. Like she posted a picture, she was like at a club. There was like a guy like hanging on her. It was just like, I don't know, I just felt like as the older cousin, like I was just like, watch, I was just like, yo, it's officially time for me to unfollow you. Like you've grown your wings. Like,
put the wings away.
Because I already know, like, you don't want me like in this picture. You know, you don't want me comment. You know, like I'm just not.
I almost messaged her, be like, "Yo, chill. Like, put on like you have." Like, I just got defensive. I'm like, "There's guys out here that are gross." Like,
that's good, man. This is good for you to worry about these girls, but I don't know, man.
They're grown. They can do what they want, but
they're grown. It's very true. It's very true. Do you think less of a girl if she has an aspic on her gram?
Do I think less?
Yeah, and not like, and it's a blatant aspic. You know, sometimes an aspic regardless, because you know sometimes it's just an aspic. This pic, even the caption says something peachy. And then sometimes, you know, she's like, yo, don't you love it when it rains, but it's just an ass pic. You know, you're trying to do it classily. You know,
it's just ass. Dude, I don't think I follow one girl on Instagram that hasn't posted at least once of the butt. And that's no shame. It's just a fact. It's like, and I'm going to be the first guy to double click. And I'm going to text like, you did the right thing. Welcome to Instagram. For the most wholesome girls you've ever met are posting ass pics.
Welcome to Instagram. This is called your DM.
We'll be active after this one. Oh
no, but all right. I guess, look, I'm asking this then, because I guess what you're saying is every girl does post one, but it's like, it's the majority of the ones that you're talking about are it's a disguised ass pic. It's not really,
yeah, it is.
You know, it's not an ass. Sometimes it might be she's holding her boyfriend's hand in the picture and like, you know, but it's an ass pic. You know what I mean? Like that the purpose of that picture is for that. You know what I mean? Like
that's the most messed up ones. Because that guy, you're getting disrespected, buddy. I want you to know that. Very true, very true. Man, sometimes I'm almost certain it's the guy that took the picture that is the ass pic, where it's just like, yo, and but again, it's one of those casual ones where, you know, maybe she's just doing like a turnaround thing or whatever, and you know, and the caption is I love waterfalls.
I love it when he catches me in the light, like.
No, they don't even try to. Yeah, I feel like it's better to just like embrace it rather than try to hide the fact that like, okay, like obviously the sunset isn't as nice as what I'm, like.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. And so that's what I was gonna. So that's what I was gonna ask. So if we're eliminating the ones that are trying to hide it, they're making an effort to hide it, and we're just talking about the ones that are just straight up, this this is an ass pick. Like
Yeah.
Are you rocking with those girls?
Man, it depends.
Damn, it's definitely 100% for me, bro. Like
You rocking with?
There's no like. You know what the fact is, dude. If a girl is straight up posting ass pictures, I'm not following her because that's just counterproductive to me being on Instagram. Yeah, but like I'm not judging her, is what I'm saying.
No, I don't think. Honestly, like, there's a part of me that's like, obviously, if I see like someone I'm related to doing it, I'm like, yo, you have to stop, because human beings are selfish and they want to protect their own. But I don't really see anything wrong with it. Like, I'm joking at least, like, about like, you don't respect yourself. It's like, no, like, you're a fan of your body and you're posting it because you're proud of yourself in my eyes. I guess that's a good way to look at it. But it's really just because, that thing fat.
Because we need to get a good look, man. Because like that's it's almost like the full. It's almost like I remember when I was going through my Tinder phase, and I would find a girl's Instagram handle in her Tinder bio. Whenever I saw the Instagram handle in Tinder bio, that just meant to me like, yo, I couldn't get all my slutty pictures in these 4 selections that Tinder selected for me. So go to my IG and peep the rest.
You're crazy. True.
And then decide if you want to swipe. And that's almost always what it is. Like they not just putting their IG in there so you can follow them.
Man. Yeah, bro. It's a wild time we're living in. But
we love our women, man. How did we get into this topic? We're talking about the Pope.
Yeah. And it's like, yo, I don't want this to come off as like horrible, because it's like I don't not appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to put this without sounding fucking disgusting.
We can just leave it at
doing
that.
You? I don't know.
The Pope loves it.
The Pope loves it, so you got God on your side. He's not God. What am I saying?
Oh my God! Did you see the? Did you see the article, or did you just see the headline?
I think I saw the article. I didn't read the whole article though.
The stripper literally tweets. She says,
"Oh, I saw that." Yeah.
Something like, "My mom doesn't like it when I do like ass pics, but the Pope likes it. So I'm going to heaven, just like
no reasoning, like."
So even the model is flexing that the Pope is liking her shit.
This guy's crazy, man.
Pope just like, yo, it didn't happen.
My advice to the Pope: just resign.
Just send him like a YouTube video on how to create another account.
Yeah.
All the miracles in your life, like the Pope is now praying for you every day.
That's messed up.
He totally is doing this though. That was the whole purpose of us bringing this up. Was, one time that's cool. You can do an investigation and we'll blame the IT guy. But second time, if this happens a third time, bro,
God, get off Instagram. Like,
you need to start following these models and stop pretending.
Yeah. You're no Pope. You're just as trash as us.
Oh my God. This man got to be the worst pope. I ain't even Christian, but that man doesn't conduct himself like a man of God.
He's a man of people.
Oh my god. All right. Okay, so yeah, that concludes that, man. We'll see. This will be interesting if this is the third time. But I'm pretty sure this is gonna end in an investigation. IT guy's gonna have to take the fall again.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't get any fucking backlash. Damn.
Yo, he's fucking doing it, man. I don't give a fuck. The thing, like, it's the evidence is clear. It's happened twice now. We're not just speculating. But yeah. So on to our artist motivation before we conclude here. So I just have my Chinese book of idioms here. And this one is: the wise seek wisdom and the foolish have found it. Yeah, you know, it's pretty self-explanatory. This reminds me of another quote. Damn. I forget who it was, but I think it was one of those, like, I think it was Aristotle. Am I saying his name? Aristotle, the Greek philosopher. And a quote from him that they have at a lot of universities is, "The only thing I know for sure is that I know nothing." And it really is like, I can see why they'll put that at like schools, because that really is like a motto for education. You know, the person who is trying to learn is someone who knows that this field I'm trying to learn, I know nothing about it right now, you know, and like me assuming a full mind, assuming an empty mind and knowing that I know nothing is what's going to allow me to absorb this information. Whereas the foolish person believes they know everything, right? Like, there's nothing else to learn. So let me open this again, because just looking. Yeah, just wanted to read it again so I can relate it to what I'm saying. So the wise seek wisdom and the foolish have found it. So by embracing that you know nothing, just entering new situations with humility, that's how you're gonna learn. You know, that's how you're gonna seek more stuff, right? That's being wise. Whereas the foolish person is someone who just was not learning anymore. You know, you definitely meet people that the opposite mindset is, I know everything. You know what I mean? And someone who has that mindset can never learn anymore. Like they're ignorant, they're foolish. Like that's where their growth and their journey ends. So yeah, always have like a child's mind, you know, always be seeking wisdom, you know? And the day you believe you know everything is the day that you stop learning and you know nothing now. So yeah, just motivation for the skill behind everything we're doing. And yeah, do you want to take us away with the conclusion?
Yeah, sure. So thank you guys for listening. This has been Just Kicking It. I really want to shout out people that voted for the categories. That's super sick. And the fact that this list is made because of other people is very cool to me. So shout out to everyone who voted and everyone that listens, man. Thank you so much for listening. It really is very, very appreciated. And yeah, we're about to go into 2021. And it's definitely a very scary time for a lot of people. That's the reality. But I think one thing that I've been seeing is I saw this guy also just like talk about how like life, you know, we were talking about it earlier about excuses and stuff. And like, I just want to encourage everyone listening and encourage you as well, show like, no matter what life throws at you, like this whole COVID thing, we got to make it work, you know? And don't ever give up. But anyways, this has been episode, what is it, 27?
Yep, episode 27.
27, that's crazy. Episode 27, just kicking it. My name is Soy. You can follow me at The Only True Soy on Instagram. You show.
Polo Show. I am Poliano_DA_Don on IG.
Okay.
And also follow our label account, Lifted Ones, so Lifted_ones. And follow the blog. That's YYC Hip Hop Daily.
Word. And check out the music, guys. We are musicians first and foremost. I have an album out called On the Search for More. Just look up On the Search for More and you'll find it. Top result by Soy. Anything you want to plug, Show?
Yeah, I have some new music on the way. I'm going to be dropping my album top of next year. So yeah, be on the lookout. You can find my music on all streaming platforms under my artist name, Polo Show. So that's POLOSHO.
Awesome. All right. Thank you guys for listening. And peace out.
Peace.